Why are some teachers still practicing corporal punishment? How safe are the learners of Manyano Primary School in Mpumalanga? Are school governing bodies doing enough towards ensuring the safety of learners? And what should be the consequences for teachers who assault and abuse learners? What time is it? It's question time. Hello and welcome to the show. My name is Mpho Tsedu. The safety of learners at schools is back under the spotlight. This after Spamandla Choma died on his birthday on Sunday. The 14-year-old was left wheelchair bound after being physically assaulted by his principal last year. He and another pupil were alleged to have stolen 150 rand from a teacher's handbag. The principal of Manyano Primary School at Mhluzi Township in Middleburg, Mpumalanga, has since been suspended. The Mpumalanga Education Department has visited the family and expressed shock and sadness following the young boy's untimely death. But what should be done to make sure that Spamandla's death is not in vain? We are live. And therefore, you can call us and air your views on the following numbers: 0891104210, our Twitter handle at Question Time 24. My guest, Paul Colditz. He's the CEO of the Federation of Governing Bodies of South African Schools, FEDSAS. And then Kulegani Skosana is the Secretary General at the Congress of South African Students. And joining us from Bombela studio is Mary Regina Mhaule. She's the MEC for Education in Mpumalanga. Let me welcome you. MEC, can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you. Okay,
welcome to the show indeed. Perhaps let me just start with you. A colleague of ours here, Sibongile Mkani Mpolweni, has been running with this story. We know that the boy was assaulted last year. The principal was only suspended this year, and we'll still talk about his death though. Why was it the case?
Why the principal was suspended this year, it's because the matter, after the alleged assault, the learner went to stay at home. Nobody reported the matter until early January, during December holidays and January. That's when the matter was reported to the Department of Education in Mpumalanga.
So the department wasn't aware that this had happened, although the matter was in mainstream media?
No. I say, if somebody does not report, it's not easy for the department to know. Because remember, it happened in a school, and it was supposed that maybe one teacher from the school was to report the matter. But unfortunately, no one reported the matter until in January this year, early this year.
Okay. Your investigations so far, have they revealed if the boy's death has anything to do with the injuries that he sustained as a result of this assault?
Not really. We are still waiting for the results of the postmortem that will take place tomorrow. I think that's the one that is going to tell us exactly as to what is the cause of death. But the child has since been admitted in hospital and has always been in hospital since January up until now when he met his untimely death. So our investigation, we were investigating that possibility if indeed the child was punished by the school principal. And then what we got then was that there is that possibility that the child was assaulted, but it still remains a possibility. That's why we said based on that, we then instituted a disciplinary hearing against the principal of the school. So the processes of that disciplinary hearing have started on the 17th of March, and it's continuing.
Well, was the boy given a chance? I mean, he explained to Sibongile Mngani Mpolweni, a colleague here, that principal ungishayile waze wabeka nedolo phezu kwesifuba sami and all that. What kind of recourse is there for this boy who is now late?
The boy was not alone at school, remember?
Yes.
There were teachers, and that alleged stealing, the boy did not steal from the office of the principal. It is alleged the boy stole from the handbag of a teacher who then reported this incident to the school principal. And he was not alone, he was with other boys, and they were taken to the principal's office. And at school, there are other teachers who may witness. I don't think that the passing on of the boy will jeopardize the case, because all witnesses are still there at the school and even in the community at large.
Okay, let me bring in our guest here. Kulekan, as Kosas, this is your constituency. Your views?
First of all, look, we must say rest in peace to Spamandla Choma, and we are saying we are with the family on their loss. We are saying that to his peers who have lost a friend, we are with them. Look, the South African Constitution, Section 12, says that everyone has the right not to be treated or punished in a cruel or inhumane manner. And we think that from that first instance, a teacher who practices corporal punishment is not only breaking the code of conduct of the school, nor are they breaking only the South African Schools Act, nor are they breaking the Teachers Ethics Act, but they're breaking the constitution of the country. They're breaking what is stated in the Bill of Rights. We think that this is a really serious matter which should be taken seriously by Section 9, Chapter 9 institutions, and we must ensure that this teacher who has done this barbaric act must be put to book. We're saying that the Department of Education must take a resolution and say that if you do not follow the prohibition of corporal punishment, it is a condition of employment, and a teacher who practices corporal punishment must be immediately removed from the bar, and they must not be paid. Would be very worried to know that that teacher right now is still being paid using taxpayers' money of South Africa. Our very parents who pay tax are having to pay this man who is currently sitting at home doing nothing. We are saying that if the department is not willing to get this man arrested, we are going to take him at his house as learners of South Africa and ensure that we take him to the nearest prison in his community.
Well, let me see, that's quite a radical step. I mean, if Kosas now has to, conduct a citizen's arrest on the principal, is this not some form of indictment then on the department? I know that you can't be everywhere at the same time, but do you not feel like you have failed this poor boy?
From the way it happened, it would feel like we failed the boy, but we did what we can do. Remember, we're one government. The Department of Health tried their best to rescue the boy, though I believe there are other things which the department indicated that they will disclose when time goes on. But in terms of the teacher, I think we must allow the law to take its course. Kosas should not take this matter into their hands. Let's remember, we cannot just expel a teacher. We must follow all the labor laws. And the teacher has been charged in terms of Section 17 of the Employment of Educators Act. And we know that even the Constitution and every laws of the country does not allow anyone to exercise corporal punishment. So no one is allowed in all, whether it's public school or in schools or independent schools, no one is allowed to execute corporal punishment.
Okay,
so
let me
we
see.
are saying all teachers who are doing that, yes.
Who told the department about this matter?
The matter came to our attention. It is the district, because beginning of the year, the boy was supposed to be coming to the school to register. Then, when the boy did not come, some of the teachers in the school reported the matter to the circuit office, which in turn reported to the district, and the district reported to the head office. That's when we learned. And unfortunately, at the same time, the matter was already in the media, and it looks like it's only the media that informed the department, but the other processes, of course, came at a time. It's just that it was almost at the same time.
Are you aware that the boy was already deregistered by the principal from the school?
Was given what?
He was deregistered, meaning he didn't appear in the school's database for the year 2017.
Yes, for the year 2017, remember, the boy did not report to school because the boy was in hospital. So we were waiting for him to come back from hospital that we can register him in a class. So not necessarily that he was deregistered. He was never deregistered. In the admission book of the school, the boy is still there. It's just that this year is not in the class register because he had not reported.
I'm worried about the role of the parents here. If this matter can only reach the department in January, when it has actually happened last year, where is the link?
Well, I'm a little worried about more than just the role of the parents here. Mm-hmm. If this was an assault on the learner or corporal punishment, then somebody else at the school must have known about it.
Yeah, no, the teachers should have.
The learners must have known it. Somebody then must have reported it. It should have been reported there. In a school which functions properly, on proper values, this should have been reported and should have been brought to the attention of the departmental officials. It seems as if the department learned from this from the media, and that's wrong. Everybody at the school should have taken the responsibility. The parents should have reported the matter. They could have reported it even to the police, because it is a criminal act. Whether you call it corporal punishment or whether it is assault, it's still assault. It's prohibited by law. So more people in the community should have taken the responsibility.
Okay, hold it there. Let's take Courage. Courage, Magatin.
Yes, just to also add my opinion on this issue.
Yes.
It is very unfortunate that the little boy has lost his life after this attack from the principal. And now it's unfortunate also that in a school setup, the principal happens to be the accounting officer for everything that happens. Now that he is the one who was directly involved in this, he probably could not report himself. But otherwise, I think it's a lesson that has been learned all over schools in South Africa, that is enshrined in the Constitution. Corporal punishment is outlawed in all schools, whether it's government or private schools. So it is a lesson that everyone should learn as educators to say people should stay away from this. And indeed, if the postmortem results come and show that this learner passed on as a result of the injuries that he sustained from the beating of the principal, well, it is going to be very unfortunate for the principal because they have to face the consequence. But otherwise, we are very sorry to the family that has lost this future of the country.
Thank you very much, Courage. They're calling us from Johannesburg. We're going to take a quick break. When we return, we'll continue our discussion. The numbers to dial 089-110-4210.
This distinguished CEO would say the best way to enjoy a brandy is whilst wearing diamond-encrusted lamb's wool socks, accompanied by
the smell of fresh money. Woo!
Really? sock diamonds? Well, we'd say a brandy enjoyed with last night's pizza works just as well. Tops at Spa. Good brandy, good advice, no blingy socks.
Welcome back. You're still watching Question Time. Our guest today, Paul Calditz, is the CEO of FEDSAS, that's the Federation of Governing Bodies of South African Schools. Kulegan Skosana is the Secretary General of COSAS, and from Bombela Studios, we've got the MEC of Education in Mpumalanga, China Mhaule. But on the line, we've got Archie. Archie, you are in Welcome. Welcome.
Good day to you all there in the studios.
Yes, thanks for the call.
Let me also throw our words of, sympathy to the family.
Yes.
Let me say, comrade MEC, the more you talk the truth and you are presenting it, the more it pushes you down into a difficulty. I don't know if you are aware, or maybe your media officers did not advise you well, comrade. You cannot say, you cannot come with protocol in this in this matter, because now if you were hands on, the school should have immediately, or somebody should have immediately mention this to you, not to wait for the holidays and all the things. Now you are saying no, there was a holiday. No, this is not like that. For example, Dade said you say the child was deregistered. And you are saying, no, he was not deregistered. The school were closed. In actual fact, the child was not registered for 2017. So I'm trying to say, you are not being let down by your office only, but people around you are letting you. We've discussed this matter with SAFM this morning, the whole of the week. But I'm saying, the more you talk, I wish you could apologize from and say you've got a headache so that you can move back, so that you can move on with this discussion. I thank you.
Okay, Archie, thanks for the call. I'm not so sure if the MEC has a headache there, but the matter may be causing headache. But MEC, was the matter reported to the police?
The matter was not reported to the police, as normally, I can't say that, because it is the parents who are supposed to report to the police. As the department, we can, yes, report the matter to the police, but we were first to investigate as to, did this happen? Because it will just come as an allegation. So that's why I said we instituted a team to investigate, and the team investigated and came with those possibilities, that there is indeed possibilities of assault, and that is then that the police opened the case, not before. And if the child is assaulted and the child will go home, and at home they will realize that there's this assault. If the school did not report to the department, the parents must report to the department. And if no one has reported, and the school will try maybe to protect themselves, it's not easy for them to go out and report the matter.
Okay.
That's why I say, I'm not blaming the parents, of course, but I say they should have reported also.
Mandla, you are in Gauteng. Welcome.
Good afternoon, sir. How are you?
I'm well. Thanks for the call, Mandla.
I'm fine. Now, I just want to ask the lady that is the head of the department, that if ever the principal fails to inform his circuit office as the head of the school, who was he expecting to report what he did to the circuit office? That was my question to the lady that is the head of the department.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks, Mandla, for the call. Let me see.
I'm a parent myself. If I see something wrong with my child, immediately the following day, I go to the school, I report this matter to the SGP of the school. Okay. So that's why I said, we do not expect the culprit, if there is a culprit, to report himself. If nobody is reporting, of course they will try to hide any truth that might be there. So I say that the parents were supposed to have reported this matter to the circuit, to the district, and to the MEC. Okay. But I don't blame the parents, okay. like I say. Okay. That's why when schools opened this year, our teachers saw that the child did not come back to school. Then they started questioning themselves the whereabouts of the child. And that's when they discovered that ever since that alleged assault, the child has been home on wheelchair and was not even in the hospital.
Okay, Elliot, you're in KZN. Welcome.
Hi, Buddha, how are you? I'm good, ma'am.
Yes.
I just wanted to check with the MEC. If a principal, the head of the school, is the parent or she's the parent, if ever a child steals your money, firstly you're supposed to call the family of the child rather than punishing the child, putting the child in a danger. I don't blame Kulegan when he's saying they will go and drag that principal from his house or her house to take to the police station, because if this incident happened last year, it's only action taken in March. Really, somewhere, the school, governing body, or the HOD, or the principal, or the deputy, they didn't do their job properly.
Thanks, Elliot. Let me give you time to just come in there. Somehow, I mean, there were two suspects here. There were two teachers, the one whose money was said to have been stolen, and the principal. So both boys were assaulted, but Spamandla rather was the severe case.
Spamandla.
Yes, was the severe case. So in this instance, shouldn't the teachers also be held responsible for having kept quiet about this matter?
Yes, absolutely. In law, they are known as accessories after the fact if they have hidden this incident from authorities. And let me just correct one thing that the MEC has said, and that is, it's not only the parents' responsibility to lay a charge with the police, it's the responsibility of every citizen who becomes aware of criminal conduct to report it to the police.
Yes.
So there are many other people who could have and should have reported this to the police and to the education authorities.
African communities, and in particular black, poor communities, do not seem to have access to leadership, do not seem to have access to institutions of recourse. And in this case, this poor family, I do not foresee a scenario, if they are not assisted, where they are going to really get this matter forward.
Look, a child does not lose their human rights by virtue of walking through a school gate. You don't lose your humanity and become a boxing bag when you walk into a school. We are saying that we are asking the MEC right now that the MEC must immediately withdraw the salary of that man and start sending it to that family. And we are saying that as the Congress of South African Students, the teacher is a member of SATU, and we are expecting the SATU as well to expel him with immediate effect. If that man is watching TV, we are advising him to even leave the country, because 13 million learners in South Africa are looking for him. And we have maintained our stance as the Congress of South African Students that learners must hit back, because the laws that have been put in place are not effective in ensuring protection of the learner. And we are saying that if it was a teacher who had been assaulted, the learner would have already been expelled, the learner would already be in a cell right now. We're expecting that the Department of Education does not put the family under more pressure and duress. The family is suffering from the loss of their child. The department must ensure that the teacher is fired and the mother and father can find peace.
Let me see, I know you are not going to be able to respond to this. It's a lot of pressure that is being exerted here by COSAS, but I'm hoping that You are a responsible leader whose track record in the liberation struggle is not questionable, that you will find it within your abilities as the head of the department to ensure that justice is served for this poor boy. That was question time for today. A big thank you to my guests and to you for watching the show. From me and the entire crew, Mudima Let's Handle.